Maybe Philip should try doing things like have one eye open and the other closed, just to rest it for a little bit. Okay, now we got all the powers here. Levitation duration, seize, shield strength. I think I would want health first. Being alive is the first step to doing all these other things. Upper Panopticon?
Hello? Jesse?
I'm back. I'm coming in.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Jesse? The fridge is doing something!
What? What?
Philip?
What?
If I look away, it hurts me.
Do you mean the camera angle, or does Jesse actually have to, like, look? So this is okay.
I can't get out, and I can't look away. Maybe...
Yes, sorry. Oh, this is Philip P., the book review guy. Employee incident. Incident in question occurred on and was brought to HR department's attention by the internal security personnel who intervened. According to reports supported by security camera footage, Agent Filson entered the staff kitchen with the intention of consuming his private meal, a homemade sandwich cut diagonally and packed in a plastic container, but discovered the refrigerator had done something to his meal. Agent Filson began to kick the bureau-owned appliance as he expressed his frustration in a loud and profane way. This behavior caused multiple staff members present to become alarmed. Security was alerted soon after. Filson complied with security's commands to desist. Recommendation: Agent Filson was reprimanded and suspended for the remainder of the ongoing work week. The review committee recommends one non-mandatory counseling session. Oh my god, what if the kicking is what got the fridge mad?
I can cleanse it.
No, oh no! He's gone. Oh, why?
This sounds like the board, but I can't understand it. What the fuck?
Whoa! Former? Like, not current, but former? Oh, I can shoot its own thing back at it. Need some health here. Oh my god! Oh, whoa, it's got legs too! What does any of this have to do with the fridge? It's a gigantic eye. Oh, ocular contact. Oh my god, it's making holes into this platform I'm walking on right now. Can I please get some health here? Oh! Dude, the ground is legitimately breaking right now. I can't. Hold on. Hold on. Pierce is probably my best bet, right? High damage dealer. Oh my god. Oh.
Wait, there's no black pyramid here.
This is a corrupted astral plane?
The fridge seems fixed. Did fighting that thing off change something?
Oh. Oh, but we couldn't save Philip. What happened though? Hey, were those marks there before? I don't actually remember quite well, but oh. Wow, that was... I'm trying to process that information in my head right now, but what does it mean? There are some entities outside of the board that are kind of like the board, but they speak different locales? Different languages? Different dialects? And we can't understand them.
Some of the security cameras aren't working. How do I get those fixed?
Maintenance staff will repair any damaged systems once normal operations have resumed, sir.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Maybe that's what's corrupting the altered items. The presence of whatever that was.
How'd it go? Where's Philip?
Philip's gone. Something happened before I could get him out.
Poor Philip. He never did like fridge duty. But if you're here, then who's watching the fridge?
The fridge is fine now. I took care of it.
You don't just take care of altered items. What did you do?
I touched it and wound up in the astral plane. This thing was in there. It was huge, had one big eye. Wasn't friendly.
We've been getting reports from the astronauts lately about something fitting that description. The astral plane is usually connected to our world through objects of power, not altered items. If this thing is linking itself to altered items, then it's clearly powerful. This may happen again.
I don't want to hear that.
Do you think that thing is what got Philip?
Must have been. The Panopticon is a dangerous place. The agents all know the risks. But, since you're some sort of altered item whisperer, I've got a list of others for you to corral.
What?
The Hiss are causing containment breaches left, right, and center. Here, start with these. I'll see if there are any others missing while you're gone. My life just got a whole lot easier.
Mine didn't. I thought the eye might have had something to do with how the fridge had to be looked at all times. But if you're saying to me that other altered items are also like this, then...
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Like, if we go find the other altered items that have this problem, will we see the same eye monster inside? Thermos procedures. Oh dear diner coffee thermos. No unique procedures required. Altered status is suspected but unverified. A blue coffee thermos with a white plastic cup and a logo of Oh Dear Diner located in Bright Falls, Washington. The cap doubles as a mug. Oh, is that Alan Wake again? The item responds to Formula I-16, yet no discernible altered effect has been discovered, other than keeping liquids warm for surprisingly long periods of time. It's also worth noting that the coffee from the thermos is always refreshing and strong, no matter its quality, before being poured into the item. That sounds perfect. The thermos was discovered on the shore of Cauldron Lake, outside the town of Bright Falls. Both are known sites of a recurring AWE. According to witness statements, Alan Wake, see Prime Candidate Program entry for further information, who went missing shortly before the discovery of the thermos, had been seen collecting similar thermoses for an purpose. Oh, I can't remember very well anymore, but was that the collectible item back in Alan Wake? Hold on though. Alan Wake bracket C Prime Candidate Program entry? Are you telling me that Alan Wake was a Prime Candidate too? Oh my god. Arctic Queen. The fridge. It's finally come to this day where this channel is covering a section in a game about a haunted fridge. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. What? No cooling functionality? The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by the kid. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of the New York City's Grand Central Hotel. where it served as an appliance in apartment rented by a man named It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Who was out of the building at the time of collapse at whatever PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. New altered effect has been observed. Yes, like what? What was its effect before though? Just staying undamaged? Is that really an effect? I guess so, but it's not really something that's aggressive. But now it's aggressively hurting people. Presumably because there was some kind of corruption here. Okay, I got 3 more ability points. Not enough for 30% health. Do I want to keep saving up or launch large objects? That could be good too. Yeah, especially because whenever we get ability points, we usually get more than 1, right? So if we spend 1 right now, we'll still have enough for whatever we want next. Perhaps the health? Now, before we get out of here, the comments let me know that I missed an interview tape back in the P6 cell. So let me see if I can go find that before we really get out of here. Oh, here we go.
Alright, I won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan. Like I said, I want to talk about Jessie, your sister.
What about her?
I just want to get your perspective. What do you think of her? What kind of person is she? That sort of thing.
I adored my sister. When I was little, I mean, back in Ordinary.
And you don't anymore?
When I first got here, sure. I'd always hoped she'd come too. Find me, to take me home. We went everywhere together. Why should this be any different? Casper said she could come too, to the Bureau, if she wanted to. But she never did.
Why do you think that is?
Because she didn't care about me.
Oh no.
She always wanted to be out on her own, seeing the world. She always said so. I guess she got what she wanted.
Great. So she wanted to see the world. Did she ever mention any place in particular?
Why?
We like to ask questions around here, you know that. Any particular cities, towns, landmarks, anything like that?
I don't remember.
What about family and friends? Were you close with anyone living outside of Ordinary?
I'm done with this. Tell Casper I want pizza for lunch today.
Dylan, wait, we're not... End of session.
Oh, I'm really glad I came back for this because I feel like this is pretty revealing of a lot of things. First of all, it's sort of the first time we've heard Dylan talk, and he sounds like an overgrown child. I don't really mean that in an insulting way, but he sounds like an overgrown child. We now have a bit of an understanding of what he thinks about Jesse, and it's nothing positive. He thinks I abandoned him. Like in his mind, he never even realized that there was a possibility that I just never even knew where he was this whole time. Like I had a choice, and I chose not to come here. Which we all know is not the case at all. That's not good, because now we're gonna meet him, and what's he gonna do to me? And it definitely sounded like the FBC people were trying to look for me too, but for some reason they never were able to locate me. But they also didn't want Dylan to know directly that they didn't know where I was. Why? Oh, the FBC. Okay, I said I was gonna go to the anchor first, but since we just did the fridge, I think it's okay if we go back to Emily now. I'm kinda curious about what Dylan's gonna be like anyway. Don't have a good feeling about this though. There's a lot of people here now.
Oh my god, did she have to write everything in her made-up gibberish code? Fucking Marshall with her CIA spy shit, god.
Hey, Arish.
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing, even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay his.
Sounds nice when you put it that way, but we're gonna kill them, right? Have we talked about these things?
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry.
Whoa.
She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry.
Maybe that one room that we never went exploring at. Marshall definitely knows a lot more than what she has told me. But everyone at the FBC, we can't trust a single person here, alright? Really, not a single person. Maybe Arish. He seems like the kind of person who's not very... like what you see is what you get.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Now, down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. The lab coats mine black rock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it? Do I even want to know?
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's, pretty gross.
I didn't want to know. What's the deal with black rock?
Oh, fuck. Don't get me started on BlackRock. Ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Love making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still,
yeah, no kidding.
At least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. Me and Salvador used to have after-work beers down there.
It's a magical place. I don't know how to feel about that overall, though. You have this really big alien threat, and the only way to counter it is by using some alien material that we know nothing about that can only be obtained in this one place that's also alien-related.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word, so...
Everyone thinks finding Darling will lead us to the answers. But if he's completely lost it, then what help could he be?
That's a good thought, but we can't do anything about it.
You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
Someone like Emily, she analyzes the data, but she's not the one collecting it. So from her perspective, it's like, oh my god, I'm learning so much about all these things that are brand new to the entire humankind. But the actual people doing the collecting of the data. Cognitive collapse.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy,
Sorry.
We're gonna get through this.
Oh, by the way, Salvador Lin, your boss, don't think he's around anymore. Sorry. Television proposal. Based on the success of America Overnight, we would like to propose the creation of a television series that presents superstition and skeptical thought as entertainment in order to popularize these concepts among the civilian population and create less resistance to redirecting information regarding public paranatural events. We can also use a solid media outlet to test paranatural concepts on civilian audiences, seeing how they react to certain facts presented as fiction in the event that the Bureau ever decides to make certain realities public knowledge. There are various show licenses we could purchase and reboot rather than starting from scratch. One particular property seems promising, especially considering its content and tone are precisely what we're looking for. It's called Night Springs and has been off the air for a few years now. Okay, that's definitely an Alan Wake thing, right? So all these Alan Wake Easter egg references, it's not really just, whoa. Oh, the tubes. It's not just being like, hey, we also made Alan Wake, the other game.
Any orders before she left? Guess I'll just keep managing inventory.
Oh, Marshall's not here right now. But the references also imply that what happened in Alan Wake is in AWE. Objects of power, altered items.
The resonance
Hey, Emily.
from the HRAs is purely antithetical to every variant of the Hiss signal I can arrange. But how did Darling create it?
Kind of like noise-canceling headphones.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know. He's clearly been affected by the Hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him. My brother. Or is he?
Whoa.
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
Yeah, thanks. I really want to see him. I think I probably love him. But Dylan... He wasn't wearing an HRA in all the bits we've seen so far, too. So, something very strange about our genetics here, it seems. Speech analysis. If we understand the Hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords in speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the Hiss are referring to? Does the Hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-Hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the Hiss stating how they arrived here? Or an indication of its age? There is clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Wow, that's creepy. I wonder if they speak English because the people they possess speak English. Like, I'd be kind of interested to know if any of our bilingual or trilingual or polylingual employees start incantations in different languages. Oh, why are we looking at this again? Dylan. Upper level of executive. Around here?
Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your inside by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way. You've always been near you. You want this to be true. We stand around.
You want this to be here, you want this to be true?
But you forget. This happens more. The more that you give, you are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye.
Okay, yeah, the Hiss thing is obvious.
Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way. You've always been near you. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the web. You've always
push the fingers through the surface into the web. It's repeating.
You can almost hear our words, but you are a worm through time.
Shit.
The thunderstorm distorts you.
That's Dylan.
White pearls,
can you hear me?
Oh,
come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you.
You've always been near you. You want this to be true.
Do you know who I am? You know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
Oh my god.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign. Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please. Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
You came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only true. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit. Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small. In Ordinary. In the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector.
Slide projector.
But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years. After the song time for applause, we build you till nothing remains. The air cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home. The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny. I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free.
Polaris.
Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet. You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
Your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jesse. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
You are a worm through time. You are a worm through time.
Clearance level 6.
Happiness comes.
Can we talk again?
I don't know what else I'm hoping to find here.
Dylan. Can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
Oh my
Off
god.
to a good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary, before all of this happened. But in the dream,
I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl.
What?
My name was Jesse Dylan Faden.
Oh, shit.
But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything. Don't you find that weird? I find that weird.
Sure. What the hell was that?
Oh my
Is
god.
he trying to mess with me?
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow.
Do you have more you want to say?
Mirror the inverted is.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
This again?
I was going to be the new director of this place. I helped you get a job here so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way forever and ever. It was nice. Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing. And then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office and something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm.
I'd love to hear all your dreams, but I think I need to step back for a second because I'm getting a stomachache from how bizarre all this is. There's so much to process just now. Where do I even begin? Jesse Dylan Faden. That's an interesting thought. I know he's really crazy right now, but what if that's a thing? Polaris. Okay, so my brother, or whoever's in that body right now, is saying the hiss is good. The hiss is better than the Bureau. I have no doubt that the Bureau is doing some shady stuff here, because that's what happens when science happens. Everything else? Oh, the one thing I did want to mention is how impressive this whole scene was. This whole time, while Jesse was talking to Dylan, Jesse said very little. Out loud? But we know what she's thinking via the internal monologues and stuff, which I thought was really, really cool because you can see that she's panicking and scared or weirded out inside. But if we just saw this from a third-person point of view, it would really just be a woman talking to a man and the man keeps talking but the woman says nothing. So I think this particular scene here really showcased the strong points of using this kind of cutscene style. The cinematography was really cool too.
Maybe I can learn more about the hiss from him.
Can we talk?
You got more dreams?
I just had an interesting dream.
Oh my god.
Shit.
That's fascinating, but let's talk about the hiss for a change, yeah?
This dream was about the hiss.
Best I'm gonna get.
In my dream, the hiss had broken free of this prison this house, I'd set it free. And the president himself was there to welcome us. He was the first one to take the hiss in. Spread the word. At first, many people thought it was horrifying. That he was horrifying. But also, many people who heard his words wanted to welcome the hiss in. And slowly, more and more of them came around until the whole world was brought together by the hiss. It was wonderful.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. For the record, that will never happen. Not as long as I'm alive.
Well, let's not close off that possibility that quickly, because we really don't know what the Bureau is doing here. If we closed off the AWE back in Ordinary, and that's why things were kind of okay there, but it got opened up here, then that's totally the Bureau's fault, right? So we don't know what else they've done here. We really don't. By the way, is there a particular reason why Dylan is bald? I wonder because I feel like we've read a previous entry about how something causes baldness? Or did I imagine that? I feel like it's a purposeful choice.
Maybe I'm just here to punish myself. Any new dreams you'd like to share, Dylan?
I'm glad you asked, sister. This dream, like all dreams now, felt very real. Like reality. And reality now feels like a dream. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe it's all real.
Dream where my brother endlessly tells me about his dreams.
I was in a dark place. And there was a dark man there. His name was Mr. Door. And he told me that there are many worlds, side by side, on top of each other, some inside of others. In one world, there was a writer who wrote a story about a cop. In another world, the cop was real. Door said he himself was in all of them at the same time, endlessly shifting between them. I asked him how I could reach these worlds. I wanted to bring the hiss there. But he didn't want to help me. He didn't like the idea. What did he know?
I'm not wild about the idea myself.
Through time, the thunderstorm distorts.
And there's more. There is more. Oh my god. This is so overwhelming. I don't know what they want from me. What do you want from me, Dylan? I don't even... It's like speaking to someone in a different language. It's weird though, because why is Dylan the only person that's hiss infected who is, number one, not dead, and number two, we can communicate with them in semi, or maybe not so coherent terms. I don't know.
Here we go again. Once more with feeling.
We're not leaving until we're done.
Let me guess. You want to tell me about your dream?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I'm having a dream right now.
Oh. That's new.
In this dream, I'm standing in the corner watching Jesse and Dylan talk about this very dream.
Oh my god.
This very dream! He said just now! And repeated it again now. I'm standing there and watching, and that's all I can do. It's as if I'm trapped there.
Like a bystander.
And that's all I have to say about that dream.
Okay, Dylan. That's good. Is he still in there? Or is this the hiss playing mind games? I don't know.
The last one kind of sounded like as if the actual Dylan was trapped inside the body alongside something else. It kind of sounded like he's saying Oh, I'm watching my body do things, but I can't do anything to change or stop or influence it. But then again, I don't know if we should be taking what he's saying so seriously. I do think there is a truth behind every just kidding. No. Some of what he's saying.